Here we have the appendix on select books that served as reference for the program that we've shared and will continue to serve as a reference in terms of uh, helping our understanding and how to stay abreast as well as to share with others and particularly parents. The 6 books here, quite a range as you'll see coming up. This one I found interesting, particularly concerning the details shared about the anatomy, the outcome of post-mortem after the passing of many dyslexics over a 20-year period, the study of the brains. Much evidence was gathered about the differences in neurons, the nerve cells that had been identified as the type that would have been in the left hemisphere, but for dyslexics, and with some evidence somehow through medical research that time frame when those neurons were actively developing was around 6 months in gestation during pregnancy. So that's summarized here briefly. It's an audiobook only. It's just 55 minutes, but good detail, including at the end about advice about improving reading skill to the point of even getting to sight reading. This one, as I recall, is very useful to the extent of also sharing details about the anatomy that differentiates 80% of the population versus approximately 20% that are deemed dyslexic. Again, related to the during gestation, the neurons that are assumed to have been destined for or intended for the left hemisphere, but ended up in the right hemisphere. And that's still only an assumption. I've described in the program review under the what topic that it seems more logical that the right brain dominance may have been much more significant to early mankind, more early humankind, for survival, reflex, intuition, addressed in other books that follow. This book served as a useful reference to ensure some consistency, particularly in the visual focus drills and the training, so that we did have phonemic training and flashcards and the like that would work on parts of speech, which we do have in the visual training drills. And the book is impressively detailed and presenting all the parts of speech. Great reference. We start now getting into deeper thinking, clearly college level, um, say, details associated with um, understanding the, say, the right brain, left brain tendencies, but the risk associated with fast thinking, as well as risk associated with slow thinking. Um, this is so thoughtful and well background that it is the subject of courses in several colleges. So it is quite detailed and quite academic. Obviously, see the sense of detail in this consuming over 500 pages, but quite enthralling, quite informative, and that you get a sense then of still the importance if there is a say acknowledgement of say dyslexic thinking and encouraging that and looking for speed and creativity. Education is important also to know and to keep training good thinking, and so and understanding risk and philosophy of thought and other things. So that's all well presented here. It's useful too to consider the relevance of mindfulness, sense of self-awareness, calming. It's a contemplation, both sides of the brain. So anyway, I do think this is a very useful reference book to be in touch with current thinking, particularly about the term mindfulness. Then we have the extraordinary book that, as I state here, when I was in college, and I had a fellowship from my college, a smaller college of 3,000 students, very close to Princeton. The fellowship was, or an internship at Princeton, and I was at Princeton at this time when, in 1976, this book came out. So I had access to many extraordinary professors and brilliant people debating this and talking about it. So the concept of the two parts of the brain, the origins of language, the hints about the origins of religion. It's quite an interesting concept, but it relates well to the perspective about the right brain significance in terms of intuitive thinking, about quick protective decisions about fight versus flight, early humankind, and how, with the emergence of language, what was inner language like? How did people react to hearing what might seem as voices in their heads? How might that relate to their sense of religion? How might that then have influenced civilization and the organization of people? Quite impressive thinking, and again, rock the world related to these domains: anthropology, science, physiology, and religion, about a different concept of the past, say, 3,000 years, as summarized here. I trust this is helpful.